Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about muscle memory. Many people use this word muscle memory to train certain activities, and in sporting activities, it is often said about muscle memory. Is this terminology correct, or do muscles really have a memory to reproduce when it is needed? So, that is what we are going to see today. So this word muscle memory is a misnomer, and actually there is no memory for a muscle. Muscles do not work together with some sort of a memory to produce some skilled movements or automated movements. In fact, it is the brain that produces this movement. Yes, we agree that for a powerful service or to cycle or to swim, we need the muscle strength and force and endurance, but not the memory. These patterns are generated by the brain, and the memory in the brain, that is the one which generates these movements. So avoiding this word muscle memory would be better in terms of nomenclature as such. So we will see what are the different types of memory that is there in the brain through which the brain remembers our movement, because this is a very vital part of understanding about the movements that is caused in human body, because we are educating about relearning of movement, we are educating about functional relearning of activities, so we should know what does the brain does with the memory. So to start with, I will give you an example. You might have, you might be knowing that Tamil is the oldest language in entire world. So you know this fact, but who told you this thing first? That Tamil is the oldest language. You may not remember. Recently, you might have searched in Wikipedia or you might have seen in YouTube, but who told you this thing first? You don't remember, but you still remember that Tamil is the oldest language. Likewise, you might have heard many facts in your life, but you don't remember from where you got these facts, from where you learnt these facts, because this fact and remembrance of this fact goes into your first sort of memory called as discrete memory. So this discrete or declarative memory is the one which stores about the fact. So you can say that as a fact memory, memory of facts. And the second thing is life events, everyday life events, like what you ate in the morning, what you do for lunch, how to cook, how to close a door, how your gadgets work. All these things are day to day memory, which is completely different from the previous type of memory. So these two types of memories are different. This second memory is called as event memory. So you remember the event as such. The third very important thing memory is your skill memory. Skill is entirely different from these two things. We have found that many people who forget how to learn new things, people who don't have the memory of past, can produce this skill memory very easily. For example, a musician who is an aged musician at the age of 80, 85, still he will be able to play that musical instrument with very ease. Whereas if you ask him to learn about an Android phone or any new application, he will find it very difficult. But the art which he has learnt, he can reproduce at any time and to anybody for any number of duration. So at the same time, if you see, you ask him what was the day in which you got married, or sometimes what is your from where and all you worked, or some sort of life events. If you ask him, he may not be able to reproduce those things with such accuracy like how he reproduces his skill. So this clearly says that people who such peoples have different types of memories. It's not only such people. Normally, every individual has three different types of memories being stored, and the last one is the skill memory, and that is very important. Very particularly, if you ask these people who have this skill memory, ask them to teach somebody else how to sequentially do these playing skill or playing an instrument skill, they may not be able to explain that, because that is an automated discharge of signals from the brain, that their muscle starts working in a sequence which it is being trained over a period of time, and that goes into an automatic memory, and it just like that discharge and the movement starts produced. So they may not be able to explain how to do that. So that is a fact memory. If you want to teach someone how to sequentially do certain things, it is a memory of facts. So they don't have that fact memory. They have only the skill memory. So likewise, a person who is re-educating or making patient relearn certain things should know what are all fact memories, what are all day-to-day event memories, and what are all the memories which are of skill. If you see neurophysiologically, the areas which are responsible for these first two types of memories, your declarative memory and your event memory, is very small. Your hippocampus and your temporal lobe are the one which are responsible predominantly for these two memories. So the area which are controlling these movements are very less. Whereas if you see the skill memory, you have a range of neurological structures which are being involved in that, starting from your motor cortex, your basal ganglia, your cerebellum, which is an error correction mechanism, and the neural network for the skill area is too high. So if you want to activate your most of the parts of the brain, if you ask someone to play his skill, he may be able to activate the entire part of the brain. So that is the complexity of the skill memory. So when a person learns new things, what happens to his brain, how the brain adapts, all these things we will see in the next episode. So all these episodes of my teachings on memory and how to go about interpreting them are towards functional rehabilitation. So before you educate someone about functional rehabilitation, you should know how the memories are formed and how the memory sets are being executed by human as movement output. Thank you so much. See you in the next class.